Hey, hey!
And we are live. I'm super happy to have my friend Martin Williams from Abilio today together with me on this live conversation. Um, we
Thanks
will
for
be
having
short.
me.
Yeah, we will be short. I will jump on a short introduction from my side, and then I will give you the mic so you can share your side. I know Martin from a long time ago. We are sharing common interests. Personally, we are both addicted to being active in nature, doing sports on snow and water. This is one part how I know Martin. He's also married to a friend of mine from my childhood, so I really enjoy knowing him.
World is small.
Yes, and sometimes I meet Martin as well on LinkedIn, and I see what his team been doing, and this made me curious to invite Martin and share his own experience in the startup world because he has been participating in different projects, building up his knowledge and experience, and helping the different ideas to launch. And now he has his own startup, and this is also the reason why I'm curious for his experience to share how he scales awareness of the solution and to be helpful for his target audience, and also how he leveraged the play, how to say, his presence on LinkedIn as well. So this is a long story short. But yeah, Martin, I'm very happy to have you today, and
Likewise.
word to you.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Martin. I'm a co-founder of Abilio. If you don't know what it is, I can tell you in short. It's a freelancer um, payments invoicing platform. We serve freelancers globally and also businesses globally who want to hire and pay to their individual contractors. Basically, it's all about HR, fintech, and compliance. I don't know if we fit any of these categories individually, but it's a mix of all of them. And yeah, I've been running this startup since 2021. We built it during the COVID crisis, and I think everything that is built in crisis has to withstand a lot of pressure. So I'm happy we're still here. And before that, I worked for different startups, companies of my own and companies of other people's, like drone company in Latvia. Everybody knows maybe AirDog, Sinos, electromagnetic simulation software, Catchbox, throwable microphone. And before that, even long time before that, I did also a lot of fair share of freelancing. So I understood like what kind of problems freelancers encounter in their day-to-day lives, and biggest one of them is admin tasks. Because if you want to focus solely on your things you do the best as a freelancer, then these additional management tasks, they just eat up your time, and that's why one in five freelancers fail actually, because they fail with the administrative tasks, taxes, and compliance. So that's in short about me.
But that's great to learn these statistics, and I'm also freelancer myself. I've been freelancing for 4 years, and when you mentioned that, like every fifth freelancer gives up his dream, his idea, his mission just because of the administration task, then it's really challenging. It should be challenging. That's why you are here. And was it what was the challenge for you and your partners to start Abilio? How did you recognize that you can be applicable and you are also, you know, needed
Mm-hmm.
for the freelancers? What was your challenge to start to build up your community and really share this trust for the freelance world to see you as a credible
Yeah,
partner?
great question. Yeah. So initially, the problem I encountered in let's say it was the video production world here in Latvia. I was working for different ad sets, movie sets, as a data wrangler or maybe set runner, and because I was super interested in cinema, and I quickly understood that there's like ad set or a movie set is like ad hoc situation where hundreds of people are brought together just for one mission, and there's a lot of paperwork, a lot of different admin and management tasks. So I had a couple of those gigs, and I had to actually invoice the company which hired me, and I didn't have a legal entity to invoice. So before that, I had self-employed status, but I had to close it because I went on unemployment. And if you are on unemployment, you cannot receive benefits if you're still registered as self-employed. So it's kind of a weird situation where you cannot use the perks of both worlds. So I asked my friend, who's a tax consultant and who is now my co-founder, Matis Kodolic. He's been running his tax consultancy business for 25 years. So my obvious choice was go to him, and by the way, I know him through kite surfing. We went kite surfing together in Kenya, and that's how I know him in the first place. So yeah, and I asked him like, Matis, can we do something about this? Because I need to invoice this company, but I don't have my own company, and I don't want to open a legal entity because I have a day job, and I don't know. I just don't want deal with accounting and all that stuff because I'm like a right sided
Mhm.
brain person. I'm more creative and less a numbers guy. So
Yeah.
and he's a numbers guy, obviously. So he said, okay, let's look at the alternatives. We looked. There's similar companies in Estonia. Like I don't want to mention names, but we realized that this is not a solution for Latvian freelancers because using services of these companies in Latvia is actually prohibited by law. So we had to come up with something, and I think it took like 3 months for Matis to figure out how we could actually build this. Then we had to find a CTO, a guy who's a developer who is fluent in bits, ones and zeros, and can build this up. So, by coincidence, another kite surfer, Artur Cirsis, joined us, and he also has been freelancing a lot before that, and as a coder, as a developer, full stack developer, and art director. So he he joined our company, and during the COVID winter, yeah, during the first 3 months, we started building our platform. We did a lot of iterations of ideas and building wireframes, etc. But meanwhile, as your question actually was, how did we find the first community? Meanwhile, I was reaching out to all the community that I knew through my freelancing years, like film production community, graphic designers, WordPress developers, and I actually went on Facebook and joined all those groups. There are a lot of groups where those like-minded people hang out, and I just posted a simple question and a survey, like how do you actually invoice? How do you get paid? How do you manage your admin tasks? And if there were a solution that would make it super easy for you, would you be up for using it? And if yes, how much you would be like okay with to pay for that? And basically, I got like 300 responses, and that gave me kind of good basis and understanding what people are looking for. And I was pretty sure that this solution is needed because impulsively, first, I felt this need from my side. Matis felt this need from the freelancers he had consulted, and Arturs felt this need also because he has been freelancing. So I think if three people say yes, there is a demand for such solution, and 300 more say so, I think it's a good start. So community played a big role initially
Mm.
for us to verify the product market fit, although there was not a product yet, but at least idea market fit.
It's very important what you said about the verification which you get from the community, and I think it's also one of the credibility points when you position Abilio for the people who don't know you yet. It's those community referrals, case studies, and also that knowledge of the challenges of your target audience, that you are one of them. You have built the product because of your own experience that you had this problem. So I
Yeah,
think it's
actually, I first encountered with this phenomena, like early brand ambassador phenomena, when I was doing Kickstarter campaign for AirDog drones, and I realized that for some people, it's very important to be part of something big. if they just can, at least be a beta testers or give their opinion. They don't even ask to get paid for that, but if you involve them and they have some bigger vision mission in front of them, then they become like your brand fan base for life. And of course, we have rewarded our first users with discounts on fees. Uh, and I think it's very important to do the 200, 300, 400, 500% customer service and customization and everything for first 100 clients, because they will be those who will carry your brand flag and actually do most of referrals initially. And yeah, this is maybe serendipity, but actually that's how it works, because the first 100 they will be very convinced that this is a good product because they have done their input, and they we trust the word of mouth from a friend better than a Google ad or Facebook ad, right? So I'm very convinced that you always have to do most for first 100 customers. It's not the limit, maybe 200, but go extra mile, and then it will pay back eventually, because you will get good feedback about your product, and you will have a good early brand ambassadors.
But this is already becoming your social media ambassador team, right? Because the same rules apply on social, like here on LinkedIn, where we meet today, is like your clients, your friends, your ambassadors, your team. Everybody is joining forces to support any posts from you or from company or from your partner Matis. And this is the way to go. The message can then freely start its way to reach more new eyes and let other people to know that there is some credible solution to your very big challenge. So don't quit your business idea. There is this opportunity, so the administration will not take over your dreams, and Abilio is here for you, and there's so many freelancers already exploring this opportunity and using it daily. Yeah, it's awesome. You mentioned that you have been proactive reaching out in the beginning of Abilio using Facebook groups. Do you apply this proactivity and this kind of strategy throughout your experience now daily on still
Yeah.
Facebook or LinkedIn, other socials? How do you do it?
Yeah, it's a mix. It's a mix. Basically, first of all, we have a newsletter that we send out to all of our signed up users and active users. And for business clients, we also do active outreach with Zoom calls, and we are asking them if it's okay to record this interview and actually ask questions about your case, your problem, and what pains did we solve, and also ask how can we improve. And uh, my dear colleague Alexandra is actually doing that, and I think it's very important to keep your hand on a pulse and check how your business clients are feeling. And as regards to freelancers, we at least twice a year send them surveys to understand like how they are doing, how do they like our product, the experience, what they want to improve. Of course, we cannot promise that we will overhaul the whole system and make new features next day, but still we have them on our roadmap, and we're listening to our customers. And if something has not been delivered yet, don't worry, it will be. But this proactively listening to your customers is very important. So actually, here's here's a fun fact. I'm still working on a customer service myself. So whenever you write on an intercom chat, it's the co-founder answering you, and I will keep it that way, because I think it's very important to hear first from your customers and react very swiftly and fast. Of course, sometimes my schedule is full and my colleagues take over, but we mostly try to respond in 15 minutes time. So that's also one channel. And then when we have those videos and this information, we also create blog posts to inspire people who don't use our platform. So these case studies are very handy for marketing purposes as well.
Yeah, I've recently finished the book of James Clear on atomic habits, and I was inspired to read the book because of his interviews, which I was curiously listening online. And there were interviews also not only about the habits, but also about building this funnel of communication. So you mentioned so valuable points like the blogs, the newsletter, and also active presence on social, which I see daily on LinkedIn. So I think it's very important that you have those multiple players, but still each of them help each other. They push, when you make a post, maybe you promote your newsletter. When you are a newsletter, you promote some maybe additional feature on the product, and so on. You make a cycle through all your communication channels. Was it easy to build the system? Did you know already what kind of system you want, or it took some steps for you, how it was for Abilio?
First of all, yes, you accumulate this knowledge of different softwares that you can use by the years. But of course, there are a lot of innovations coming up nowadays, and you have to keep in sync with all the innovations and tools. Like, but of course, there's a big help from Alexandra and Anna, my colleagues, which actually put together those posts, put together videos and interviews and newsletters and LinkedIn posts. But we also have a team of freelancers, which is worth mentioning, and these are the guys who are actually writing the content for us. And as a company dedicated to freelancers, we are also using freelancers, and it would be weird if we wouldn't do that. So we have 5 content writers who write blog posts for us. They're based all across the world, but most of them are in Latvia. But yeah,
That's awesome.
that's one help, and there's no system actually. I think you should follow your gut and listen to your customers and just learn from best practices and experiences, because you can see, like, there are some successful companies on LinkedIn which I see daily, and maybe you if you feel like that's the way to do it, and you like the tone of voice and the way they comment with gifs, go ahead and replicate that. I don't think it's bad to learn from others and also learn from other mistakes. So yeah, we actively post on LinkedIn. We tried other platforms before, but somehow I feel that they're become very niche, like Instagram, X.com, former Twitter, and Facebook. I don't see point of posting anything on Facebook nowadays, because it's more like entertainment.
Yeah.
And brand messages, just if you don't put money under the post promotion, then they get lost. Nobody wants to see your brand on Instagram, I guess. It's more like lifestyle. And Twitter, it has become like a right-wing politician discussion board, at least lately. But yeah, it's different. Maybe we will use Twitter in future, but at this point, LinkedIn is like only for professionals, and a lot of stuff you can learn from other people. And we also try to keep our posts in edutainment style, so 80% education, 20% entertainment. So I think you have to focus on maybe on 1 or 2 platforms max. It doesn't make sense, to scatter around all different social media networks.
Yeah, it's very interesting what you say, and here I remember the situation from my experience lately. I received 2 prompts from Instagram about possible collaboration, and then I realized those people don't know yet LinkedIn, so they don't feel comfortable finding me on LinkedIn and asking about LinkedIn service within LinkedIn. So they use workaround. They use all the other platforms they are used to speak about the service and help on LinkedIn. So maybe what you mentioned, maybe 2 social platforms is okay, but don't get crazy on being everywhere. But still, sometimes maybe, like in your case, maybe this freelancer is still operating on other platforms as well, and maybe it's worth keeping your presence in couple platforms at the same
Yeah,
time.
we have 2 types of customers. So freelancers is just one part. Another part are
Yeah,
businesses who hire them, and of course,
Tell us
finding
more.
the
Tell us more about your two
yeah.
audiences.
Yeah, so I mean, on LinkedIn, we mostly want to target professionals, highly skilled professional freelancers, and HR managers or businesses actually who hire contractors. So yeah, the second product we have is freelancer management system, which allows companies to hire freelancers globally while we take care of compliance. And we provide freelancers with tax ID and VAT ID for cross-border invoicing, and we also do VAT reports for them. So if you're a company, instead of receiving an Excel spreadsheet with a heading invoice on that, you will receive a globally accepted invoice from company Abilio, and we will then take care of forwarding the payment to freelancer. And we actually have a third product for marketplaces. Basically, if there's a startup who wants to build a marketplace that want to sell any kind of freelancer services, we have API integration that would take care of onboarding and payments and reporting, DSC7 reporting and 1099 reporting, which are respectively in the European Union and US, which are mandatory if you want to do payouts to freelancers or platform sellers. So three products, and yes, of course, we are now building sales channels with different new tools and doing outreach as well. But it all has to be supported by at least one or two social media networks. And I think it's important that if anybody checks out your company, if they have received an email from you, they will first try to find if you're legit. Probably they will check your social media. And
Yeah.
I know that there was a while when I stopped posting on Facebook, and some people, like one guy wrote to me in chat, "Are you still alive? Because I haven't seen anything from you." So yeah, it's a dilemma, you know.
It,
Maybe
the thing I wanted to ask you, you mentioned before that you are targeting businesses and targeting HR managers, and in regards to LinkedIn, how you target when it comes to organic presence, and do you do any paid campaigns as well?
no, we haven't done paid campaigns yet. We proactively comment on people's posts from our company profile. I think it's a good approach. It kind of builds brand awareness and visibility. We engage in conversations about freelancing and the problems people encounter connected to freelancing and paying freelancers. So we use LinkedIn Navigator as well to find these topics and interesting people. And of course, we haven't done like direct messaging, spamming people's LinkedIn
That's
profiles.
good. That's good.
We don't do that. We we think that it has nowadays it has turned into the spam festival. I actually don't open my inbox on LinkedIn anymore because it's full of unsanctioned messages, as you can, if you can say so. But I think you should engage people with interesting content, and of course I connect with them, but I don't send them spam. So if they are interested in my personal content on our company content, because I do invite those my connections to like our company page, and you can do 250 invites per month, and everybody should do that. So I think that's important. And by the way, it's not only you, but your colleagues as well, if they are
True.
admins of your page. So you actually, if you have 10 people on your team, you can make them all admins of your LinkedIn page and just invite your connections, their connections.
Yeah,
So it's
it's
more like,
limitless.
I think it's more like a passive approach, but still, uh, I think I don't believe in selling by screaming and showing big signs. I believe that you should make your work tell about you more than yourself. So customer case study videos, I think it's one of the best ways to advertise
Cool.
yourself. Case studies, testimonials, collabs, all kind of that stuff. And of course, we attend trade shows and conferences, and that's where you actually meet the people, not by shouting aimlessly on social media, but in real life.
Yeah, and speaking of conferences, I believe it's not Abilio which goes and shakes hand. It's Finch or Matis who go there and shake hands with other professionals, right? And
Yeah.
how do you see the role of thought leadership representing the brand and rising the brand awareness and credibility? You mentioned that Abilio is highly engaged in commenting other people's posts from Abilio page, but how about your role and Mati's role? How do you feel? What is your share to help Abilio? How do you do? What is your
Well,
action plan? Yeah,
first
action
of
point.
all, like I think those people who run a company in a specific niche must know everything about their competition. They must know market research. They must know all the figures and facts and statistics. So that's one thing that we are always happy to share. And so you have to have these facts to have a global vision and to understand the trends where this will move in a near future, because we have to stay ahead one step and build services solutions to accommodate requirements of the future of work, globalization and digitalization. So I think our personal branding also is something that we call is personal branding on LinkedIn is by thought leadership, and of course it's hard to find time for that. And actually I've been lazy with that, and I should sit down and maybe put some thoughts on paper and engage people in conversations, because only then you can reveal the hidden treasures behind the facts. Uh, the role is important. I'm not saying I do it 100%, but I'm always happy to talk. If anybody's interested to talk about future of work, then yeah, I'm always there.
That's awesome. I wanted to share some situation happened this Saturday morning. It was 7:30 a.m. I was on my morning run in a park, but I was also maybe having a pause, and I was checking my LinkedIn, and I saw the post I wanted to engage with, and I post my comment, and a couple minutes later I saw the author was engaging and his co-board member was engaging to my comment. So I thought, okay, also board members don't sleep, and Saturday morning it's the place where you engage not heavily but more genuinely with your audience. So it's nice to hear that Abilio is doing that. It's nice to hear that you and your co-partner Matis are present and build relationships with your community. It really helps. Martin,
Yeah.
I really appreciate your time here. Maybe there is something you would like to wrap up, or some invite to close.
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy to connect on LinkedIn, so reach out to me. Um, I'll be happy to tell about our solutions, how we can help you, and I'll be happy to listen to your company's needs and maybe build those solutions for you, as we are a very agile startup still. Um, and then basically, yeah, that's it. That's what I want to tell, and I'm happy to be here live. It's actually my first time being live on LinkedIn, so kudos to Eva. Thanks for that. Thanks for the invite.
Awesome, Martin. I appreciate your presence. I know that it will be very useful for many our like-minded community friends on LinkedIn to learn how to do it better or how to do it different, and learn from Abilio as well. Have a good
Thanks.
day.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for joining us in a recording or live.